Hey, welcome. So, if you're a Toyota owner, you probably know the feeling. You hop in your car, turn the key, and bam, your dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree. Well, today we're going to demystify one of the biggest culprits behind that, the fault code C1241. And I'm going to show you how you can probably figure this out yourself with a really simple test. Right, so there you are. You turn the key, and suddenly you've got this whole constellation of warning lights staring back at you. The ABS light, traction control, maybe even the stability control light. It's confusing, right? And, a little bit unnerving. But don't worry, because usually there's a single, pretty simple reason behind it all. The key to figuring out this light show on your dash is a single diagnostic trouble code. And the culprit we're unmasking today is code C1241. This is the specific memo your car's computer has left for you. When you boil it all down, this code means one thing, and it's pretty simple. Your car is telling you that the power, the voltage that's going to its most important safety systems, is either too low or sometimes too high. It's an electrical hiccup, not necessarily a sign that your brakes are about to fail. So what exactly is this code trying to tell us? Let's decode that technical message that's coming straight from your car's computer. The official textbook definition is low or abnormally high battery positive voltage. And notice it says it can go both ways, low or high. This just means the power feed that's going to a really important computer is fluctuating outside of the very specific range it needs to operate safely. And that important computer? That's the skid control ECU, which most people just call the ABS module. The best way to think about this is as the safety brain for your brakes. It's constantly monitoring your wheels, ready to help you keep control if you hit a patch of ice or a slick raining road. When that brain doesn't get stable power, it just shuts itself down as a safety measure, and that's what triggers all those lights. Okay, so if the problem is bad power, where is that bad power coming from? Well, it's time for us to play detective and investigate the most common electrical suspects. The good news is the list is actually pretty short. The number one cause, and I mean far and away the most common, is just a weak or dying 12-volt battery. After that, we'll look at the alternator, which might not be charging the battery like it's supposed to. It could even be something as simple as some gunk, some corrosion on the battery terminals, or just a loose wire. And yeah, while it's possible that the safety brain itself has a problem, that's actually really rare. Usually the issue is much, much simpler. So, how do you figure out which one of these it is? You don't need a bunch of fancy, expensive equipment. For this job, your most powerful diagnostic tool is something you can get at any hardware store. A simple multimeter to do a basic voltage test. And this test is incredibly easy, seriously. First, just set your multimeter to DC voltage. Next, with the car completely turned off, touch the multimeter's red and black probes to the positive and negative battery terminals. Write down that number. Third, start the car and do the exact same test again with the engine running. That's it. Those two numbers are going to tell you pretty much everything you need to know. Let's look at that first number, the one with the engine off. A healthy, fully charged battery should be sitting right around 12.6 volts. If your reading is below 12.3 volts, and especially if you're seeing it below 12, well, you've almost certainly found the source of your problem. Now, what about the second half of the test? As soon as you start the engine, the alternator is supposed to kick in and start recharging the battery. So that voltage reading should jump up pretty significantly, actually, landing somewhere between 13.5 and 14.5 volts. If it does that, good news, your alternator is doing its job. So, to put it all together, the engine off test is all about checking the battery's basic health, its ability to just hold a charge. The engine on test, on the other hand, is checking the alternator's ability to generate power. One is telling you about stored energy, the other is telling you about the energy being created in real time. So now that you have these two voltage readings, you have a really clear path forward. The next step is just deciding if this is a quick DIY fix or if maybe it's time to call in a professional. This chart right here lays out your game plan. If your voltage was low with the engine off, your battery is the problem. You can try cleaning the terminals first, but you're probably just going to need a new one. Now, if the voltage was low or even way too high, but only when the engine was on, that's pointing directly at a failing alternator or voltage regulator, and that's usually a job for a mechanic. And what if both readings were perfectly normal? Well, your main power system is likely fine, and you can start by checking simple things like the EBS fuses before you worry about a bigger wiring problem. So the next time you see those warning lights, don't just see a frustrating problem, see it as your car trying to communicate with you. This code, C1241, it isn't just a random error. It's a really specific message about the health of your vehicle's electrical system, and it's giving you the clues you need to keep its most important safety systems working right. So what is your car telling you?